Santoso, Indonesia.
Once again, plenty of support for the Indonesian player on court.
Lobo, play.
Well, after 10 years with the national team, Simon Santoso has gone solo. It's proving good so far this week in Malaysia. And he's up against a Thai teenager with nothing to lose in this semi. And Sidicom takes the opening point. We know about the young talent as far as the Thai teenage girls are concerned. Ratchanok Intanon and Pontip, both in the top 10 of the world rankings for the women. Well, going for his shots early on Sidicom. No lack of confidence, even though he did lose that point.
Two, one.
Such experience that Simon Santoso has. He thinks having to fend for himself has rejuvenated him. Two disappointing performances, as I mentioned earlier, in those Super Series events in January. Maybe he decided to quit. The governing body, the PBSI, had given him semi-final targets there, but semi-finals he makes here.
Service over.
Slumping form, problems with illness. Santoso saw him slip from number 3 in the world, now outside the top 50. He looks very relaxed, doesn't he, Santoso?
4-2.
He's got his opponent moving well. Excellent from Simon Santoso there.
5-2.
Already a theme developing in this semi-final. You can understand there will be some nerves from the 18-year-old Tamasin Sidicom. And I suppose, even though with his great wealth of experience, Simon Santoso with a point to prove here this week. And so far he is proving it. Straight games wins all the way so far, and after a really good start in this semi-final. That was right on the line. Sidicom appeals it.
7-2.
Not overruled by the Malaysian umpire, Teo Kianju, who sticks with the decision. And from where I was, it looked like it was on the line. Exposed maybe a little bit of a weakness on the Sidicom backhand. A few winners down that side already for Santoso. Just to settle himself down here. Sidicom try and start playing some of the badminton that got him through into the semis. It was a huge battle against Wei Nan of the number 10 seed yesterday. Oh, that was just out. He hardly put a foot wrong, Santosa, but just misjudged that one. Sidicom relieved to see that one given out. Although, having looked at the replay, I'm not that convinced it was out. He's looking very comfortable, isn't he, so far? And given their age, it does right now look like man against boy. Better from Sidicom in this rally. And as I say that, he plays the clear long. Well, he'll need to settle himself down in this interval, Sidicom, because he's being easily brushed aside so far by the experience. Very nicely played.
Round 3.
And he slipped outside the top 100 in the world, Simon Santosa. A back injury. Had played much in that. Really had hindered him, but he says he still loves the sport, reckons there maybe less pressure on him as an independent player.
33.
Interesting to see whether, if he does win this week, whether he does get into the Thomas Cup team. Of course, behind Tommy Sugiato, the world number 4, Rumbaka and Kunkoro also ahead of him. But said he wouldn't turn down the chance to play in the Thomas Cup in Delhi in May. Talking to Santosa about his service there. Smash to the body, nothing Santosa could do, and Sidicom getting a foothold at last in this match.
Service over. 45.
Play from Santosa.
Service over.
Looking a little more comfortable on court now. Good rally. Oh, excellent play from Santosa. Should have come on the floor in more ways than one, really, because he played pretty well in that rally and he still came out second best. Excellent rally. Stretched the player from one side of the court to the other, and then the winning overhead smash a spiriting point for Tamasin Siddicom. He's had some good victories, Siddicom, last year. Made the semi-finals of the Thailand Open. Knocked out Tommy Sugiyato in round 1. Fought back well yesterday as well in the semi-final. Although he wasn't trading by as much as he is right now. Just long from Tamasin Siddicom there. By Simon. And again.
76.
It's incredible how quickly the game can pass you by. 13 minutes on court. And Simon Santoso getting very close to taking this opening game.
86.
Smash to the body. What does Siddicom do here to get himself into this match? Just wide this time from Santoso. I think that's what he's going to do, really, is keep the shuttle in play. Santoso's been able to play all the shots and didn't miss the line by much there, did he? The line again by a fraction. Only for panic. 18-6 becomes 18-8. But maybe that's a way forward for Siddicom here. Don't necessarily go and play all the shots. Keep yourselves in the rallies and 3 points in a row. Just gives them a little bit of a morale boost ahead of the second game, which is not far away, is it? Yeah, this time.
99.
Points then for Santoso, 11 of them. From Siddicom.
20.
Better. And Tamasin Siddicom, and after being blown away in the opening part of the game, he's come back into it. You just wonder how much it is Santoso pacing himself, just letting his foot off the gas a little, or is it Siddicom just stepping things up a little? I think it's more of the former than the latter, personally, but as I say, important for Silicon, because it starts again in game 2. These points will certainly give him a little bit of confidence going into it. Excellent winning point from Simon Santoso. It was a fairly dominant game from the Indonesian.
Level. Play.
To a fast start again, Santoso. As I say, I think there was a slight heading off at the pace in the latter part of that second game. That's a good angle from Sidic.
Service over. 1, 2.
Well, complacency can get in the way here for Santoso, and also for Silicon now that the nerves would have gone. It's a case now of nothing to lose. He got swept aside in that first game. Get back to playing the way he has been in this tournament thus far. Excellent net play from Santoso.
3, 2. Service over. 3, 4.
Ahead in the game here.
3.
Tamasin Sidic, first time he's led the game so far. A few errors from Santoso. That was a fair chunk wide.
Service over. 4, 5.
Excellent.
5-0.
Short. nicely put away.
Service over. 6-5.
It's a decent fight back, isn't it, from Sidicom in this second game? And the news I've just been getting as well is they know who they're going to be playing in the final, the winner of this match, because unfortunately Wei Feng Chong, the #2 seed from Malaysia, we understand has withdrawn and won't be playing in the semi-final that was due on court next. Not 100% sure the reasoning for it. One can only assume there is an injury problem for Wei Feng Chong. But Feng Chong unfortunately won't be playing, so Surabh Varma will be in the final, the Indian shuttler, and we'll play the winner of this match in tomorrow's final. Obviously we'll give you more news on that if we get it, but I'm sure Surabh Varma was looking forward to playing in the semi-final, but maybe greater incentive for one of these two players. And at the moment Santoso with the game ahead, but 8-5 down in this second. Make that 9-5 down. Getting frustrated and, well, we saw some fighting abilities from Tamasin Sidicom yesterday in the quarter-final, and we're seeing more of that here in the semi, aren't we? Long from Santoso there. That's more like it from Santoso.
6-9.
Well, he's let things slip a little in this second game, although we should take nothing away from Sidicom, who has fought back well after that nervous start. Suddenly we've got a match on here, haven't we? I suppose considering what we've got in the other men's semi-final, it's nice to see a match on. Santoso there with a really poor error.
It's over. 10-6.
Weak effort from Santoso there. And Tamasin Sidicom could lengthen things here. Well, surprisingly, excellent, really good drop shot from Sidicom, and who saw this one coming? Swept aside in the first game, the Thai teenager. He's battled back well in the second, and he has the interval lead here. Fighting back. Tamasin Sidicom leads at the interval in game number 2 by 11 points to 6.
Got 1, 20 seconds. Got 1. 20 seconds.
Test here for Santoso. Interesting to see how he reacts to this situation. Everything was plain sailing in that first game. Of course, these two players will be unaware that what's happened in the other men's singles semi-final with Wei Feng Chong pulling out. There's a statement of intent.
11.
Like he's given himself the proverbial kick up the backside, hasn't he, here, Santoso? We'll see if he can maintain the spirit he's shown after the interval.
Service over. 12-8.
Tamasin Siddicom take this to a third game. Going wide, that one from Santoso.
13-8.
Well, getting some vocal support, Santoso. Good Indonesian following inside this Pasir Gudang Municipal Arena. Lift a little short, but the smash not put away by Siddicom.
Service over. 9-13.
Important point, you feel, there. If he could have got himself 14-8 ahead, would have been a big lead in this second game. But 4 points, you feel that Santoso still has the ability to turn it around and see it off in straight games. Another overhead.
10-30.
Well, obviously, when you get to the age of 28, and 10 years older than your opponents down the other end, as is the case today for Santoso against Siddicom. You're in that veteran status. You see players like Lindan are putting their feet up most of the year. But obviously Simon Santoso is still hungry to play top-level badminton. And despite being out of the national team, keen to try and make a mark on the international arena. And he's certainly done that this week in Johor Bahru. And you'd still make him the favourite here to reach the final and take on the Indian Surabvala. Mistake in judgment there from Santoso. He felt that was going out, but It was in. He was on a nice little run of points as well. There was no disappointment with the call, and that's why it was clearly in. Just wonder whether Tamasin Sidicom just tense up a little. String broken there for Santoso in winning that point, but whether it might just tense up as he edges towards closing out this game, or whether he can still play with the freedom that we've seen here, since obviously going comfortably a game down. Close. Stare from Tamasin Sidicom there, suggesting he wasn't 100% sure that was out. It's an important point. Goes the way of Santoso.
Service over. 50. Yeah.
Long from Santoso, and 3 points the advantage again for Sidicom. Confirmation that Wei Feng Chong has an injury, and that's the reason why he is unable to play in the semi-final that was due after this match against Surat Varma. Big disappointment it'll be as well for the local crowd here. I'm sure we're hoping to cheer on the only Malaysian singles player left in the tournament.
Service over. 30-15.
There was no talk after his win yesterday of an injury, Chong Wei Feng. There's something that he overnight has worsened for him. Simon Santoso creeping ever more into this second game. That it deserved.
60-40.
Simon Santoso, of course, has been in plenty of finals. And, the extra disappointment for Chong Wei Feng, of course, is that he's never been in an international final before, and he was only one step away. So one must assume that injury was pretty serious for him, not even to give it a go against Surat Varma. And a match you probably would expect him to win as well. That's out. Good judgment this time from Santoso.
50-16.
Clearly was out. Well, suddenly things are back level in this men's singles semi-final. Indonesian winner in singles last year. Valencia Yunis winning it. Of course, Lee Chong Wei had won the first 4 editions of this Malaysia Open Grand Prix Gold event. Siddicombe just ahead in this second game. But what was a fairly comfortable gap at one point has tightened up as the game's gone on. 13-8 ahead at one point. 17-16 right now. Nice net play from Santosa.
74.
Gives his opponent the stare as well. Lovely touch. Classy. He's given him a bit of a run around here, Santoso. But he can't put off the net shot this time.
80-70.
Well, it was a very one-sided affair, wasn't it, in this opening game? But game 2, a different story. Now, can Simon Santoso take a grip on this second game? He's fought his way back into it really well. And he's ahead now, and he's 2 points away from victory. Oh, excellent. Lovely disguise in the drop shot from Siddicombe. Tightens things up again. Point this one, and it's out from Simon Santoso, and it's game point for Tamasin Siddicombe. Siddicombe in for the kill, and it's going to a third game. Well, what a turnaround in this men's singles semi-final. And all credit to the Thai teenager, Tamasin Siddicombe here. Swept away. Yeah, it was going wide. For a moment, I thought Santoso was going to play it, but he judged it well in the end. On the floor at one point in that rally as well. And takes the first three. points in this third game. Resistance left in him here, Sidicom. Still very early in this third game, plenty of time for him to retrieve the situation. Colourful shoes to go with his colourful shirt, isn't it, for Santoso? Sidicom needs to find the player of the game too. He was making very few mistakes. He was not tense. He was able to find the corners. He's off the mark in this third game at least. Just a little too eager, Santoso, to get the job done. I think he was there for the hitting. Didn't miss by much either, did it? Target that time. You get the feeling this is going to be a tough task ahead here for Tamasin Sidicom. I suppose the perspective for him, whichever way it goes from here, it's been a good week to the semi-finals in his first event of the year on the international stage.
Service over. 3-6.
Well, I'm not sure yet who Surabham will be playing, but what an opportunity for the young Indian as well, just 21 years of age, because of Wei Feng's withdrawal. Surabham in the final, the 23-year-old from India, the number 6 seed here. He's been on a good run of titles. Back-to-back titles in February in challenge events in Austria and Iran, after winning in Mumbai in the Tata Open in December as well. So he's on a good run of winning form. So I fancy his chances, whether it's Santoso or Sidicom in the final.
8, play.
Well, there's been nothing predictable about this game so far, has there? I thought the way Santoso played in that first game, and he really did look like man against boy, that Sidicom looked like he might be swept aside in around half an hour, but none of it. He's fighting hard in this third to stay in it. Just out.
9-5.
Well wide from Santosa.
6-9.
Another enforced error. Things tightening up again. Like it. It was easy pickings. That gives him another 3-point advantage here, Santoso, whose last victory was last year in the Indonesia Open Grand Prix Gold event. Happy to see that go well. Takes the point. Every time you think Simon Santoso is edging towards victory, back comes Tamasin Siddicom, and it's happened in this third game alone. It's kind of like mirrored the match in a way. Santoso off to a really good start, stretching into the lead, and then back came his opponent. An interval lead for Simon Santoso, but I don't think this is the kind of match where you should be making too many predictions in this final game. Two important points. Just restart here for Santoso. 11-9 becomes a 4-point lead at 13 now. In. Good rally as well. And just the run that he was looking for here. 4 points in a row at just the right time for Simon Santoso. Inside the line. That stops the little run. As if Siddicom hasn't been at this stage of an event before, of course. Twice he's been in semi-finals despite his tender years. He's got himself back into things again, just when you think Santoso is motoring away again. 3 points in a row for Siddicom, pulls him back into it. A bit of a topsy-turvy match, this one. So from a 5-point lead, the lead down to 1 again. really should be entering these final points with a carefree attitude. Siddicom, for the first game, he looked dead and buried, and then at the start of this third game, Santoso looked as if he'd put things beyond him, but once again he's come back, and of course can kind of draw on what happened yesterday. He was 12-7 down in the third game in his quarterfinal against Wei Nan of Hong Kong, and he reeled off 6 points in a row there to end up winning it 21-17 in the third. He's just won 4 points in a row here. Santoso has been warned. And that's 5 points in a row. It's a case of deja vu right now, and a positive one as far as Tamasin Siddicom is concerned. One game all, 14 points all. Good aggressive play from Santoso. He went for it. It's wide.
14.
Back ahead goes Santoso. Is this the final move? Good flick serve.
Service over. 18-17.
Called there. I said, is this the final move from Santoso? Well, negative. Back comes Siddicom again. Kept himself in the point. Now can he take it? Really big point, this one. He's on the floor, and Santoso takes the point. And a gut-wrenching loss of a point for Tamasin Siddicom. And he's left nothing out there. Was a vital point for Santoso to take. Just went down a little too early. I've been on court an hour and 8 minutes in this semi-final.
80-16.
Santoso 3 points away from victory. Well, the court's been mocked, but another end Silicon was just checking if everything was to his liking. Feels that maybe a little bit of trying the old delaying tactics. Just wide. By the looks of the players out on the court, Santoso looks stronger, if you like. I just wonder whether Siddicom is feeling the pace a little. He had a long game yesterday. Of course, a 3-game win. I told you he fought back from, and here he is in another marathon match. And he's only 18, of course.
18.
He's giving everything out there. He's still very much in this semi-final. Fans sensing that Santoso getting closer to that finishing line. We're on 59 points in this match. 60th here will bring up match point. It's long from Siddicom, and Santoso does indeed have 3 match points. We learned nothing from the last hour and 10 minutes. We know that Tamasin Siddicom is not a man who will give up the fight that easily. There's been quite a few stoppages, haven't there, in this third game. Has been fairly lenient at this point to allow them to stop, particularly on a Santoso leads in the final game of the semi-final. Sticking in somehow, Tamasin Siddicom. Simon Santoso, though, books his place in the final. The renaissance continues here in Malaysia for the former world number 3. Great fight from his teenage opponent, Tamasin Siddicom. He deserves a lot of credit from this match, but the joy in the end is for Simon Santoso. Really good final point as well.
19-21, 21-18.
It was as hard fought as the match was overall.